Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, I can. What is your philosophy on taxes, and what could citizens expect from you in this particular area?
I'm sure it's not new to any of you that we have one of the highest property tax rates in the state of Kansas. I would tell you, obviously, first of all, we need to get our property tax down. When I entered the commission in 2007, I promised my constituents I would not raise their taxes. And I'm proud to say today, 6 years later, I have never voted for a property tax increase, and they've been offered up twice. Both times they have passed, greatly to my disappointment. I really think what needs to happen is, instead of just focusing on one area of our county, we need to focus on the opportunities county-wide, whether that be in Turner, Midtown, off Leavenworth Road, or in the northeast area of our community. We need to explore all the opportunities to broaden our tax base countywide, and we really need to make a concerted effort to do that. But it's up to all of you to ensure that you elect a leader that has the experience and the results to do that kind of economic development, not just on the commission, but off the commission as well.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Okay, one last question before the closing statements, beginning with you, Ms. Murguia. Is there a connection between how you ran your campaign and what people can expect from you if elected?
Repeat that question, Mike.
Is there a connection between how you ran your campaign and what people can expect from you if elected?
I don't know there's necessarily a connection. I will tell you that most of my professional life I have done community service work in the not-for-profit arena. And most of that has revolved around community organizing and dealing with the average resident on the street. And through my election, I have had a lot of support from just average people working in Wyandotte County and living in Wyandotte County, trying to make a decent living and improve their quality of life. And I think that's best demonstrated in the kind of endorsements that I received. And I just want to share some of them with you. I was endorsed by our local fire department union, as well as our local police union, Labor's 1290, 1290 PE, IBEW 53 and 124, our Tri-County Labor Council, the Hispanic Chamber, as well as state representatives Tom Burrows and Stan Fraunfelter, and 5 of the 10 commissioners that currently sit on the commission. So I think that's reflective of the kind of support and the kind of campaign I've run.
I think you serve in office the same way you run your campaign. I had never run for office before. No one in my family had ever run for office until 6 years ago, and I asked around and decided to run for the first time. And I asked community leaders and people I respected in the community, is it a good use of my time? As a pastor, I was already involved in a lot of not-for-profit boards and already involved in a lot of areas of our community, seeking to help the betterment of our community generally. So I asked, is this a good use of my time? And so I ran. And I ran against a big-name incumbent, and I ran countywide, and just from a community organizing perspective, was able to garner the support and felt very fortunate to win. I won by 35 votes out of 13,000 cast. So your vote matters. There's enough votes in this room to make the decision in that countywide election. So every vote does count. I ran 2 years ago for re-election, was fortunate to be re-elected again. And I think you serve in office the same way you run your campaign. And I've run my campaign with integrity and fairness and a very forthright manner. Because I ask everyone who contributes to my campaign, and this is on the bottom of my thank you letters, please don't support me for my vote on a particular issue, but support me for my judgment. Because we're going to agree and disagree on a variety of issues as you go through a campaign. I don't know anyone I've ever voted for that I agreed with everything they did. But I do vote for people whose judgment I trust. And so I would ask you to trust my judgment, and I would ask you also to hold me accountable to the decisions that I make in office. And I'd appreciate your vote for Mark Holland on April 2nd.
Okay, Mr. Holland, we are now ready for a closing statement, and you would begin.
How much time?
1 minute.
Because, Pastor, I'm ready to fill up as much time as you give me.
1 minute.
I talk long enough in the church and I'll take up an offering, so I'll... I want to thank everyone again for coming out tonight. I want to thank the pastors for organizing this. I want to thank the NAACP for organizing this. And I want to thank each one of you for coming tonight. I also have some endorsements from a lot of the leaders in the community, a lot of the leaders right here in this room. But by far and away, the most important endorsement that I could get is from you, the voter. I would be honored to have your vote. I was honored in the primary to have widespread support across the county. I was able to win the primary 48% to 22%. And I believe that the widespread support by the average citizen in Kansas City, Kansas means we're ready to continue on the track that we're on in Kansas City, Kansas and use that leverage to improve the areas of our community. Imagine taking on the great challenges if we didn't have the economic engine that we have now. We're on the right track. Let's continue and continue to improve. Thank you.
I also would like to thank all of you for coming tonight. I greatly appreciate all those that put this forum together. It's great to have the opportunity to get our message out there and to be heard. I would just like to say that I would encourage all of you to look at the candidates very closely and look at what their capacity is and their skill set to be able to get things done for all of Wyandotte County, and what their history in this community and what they can actually be able to point to as their accomplishments in this community and to bring things to all areas of Wyandotte County. If you're looking for a mayor that wants to get things done, make things happen for every corner of our community, then I'd appreciate your vote on April the 2nd for Murguia.
Amen. All right.